When we stepped on the grave, the soil moved gently, as if someone was breathing from inside. Then suddenly a raspy voice came from the middle of the grave. "Don't go back. You are with us now." Daniel Harper was fond of making documentaries of mysterious and haunted places. He often went to old hospitals, closed schools, and ruins to make footage that would make people shudder to see. Knock, knock. Daniel stepped back. He started to gasp, and the camera started to shake. Daniel picked up the camera and started walking. Wherever he went, some grave would breathe heavily under his feet. Daniel screamed and ran, but wherever he ran, the graves blocked his path. Then his eyes stopped on a grave with his own name written on it, Daniel Harper. Suddenly a crack appeared on the grave and a faint whisper emerged. "You have stepped in. Now the path only goes down." Daniel wanted to turn back, but when he looked back, the gate had disappeared. Where he had come from, there were only graves. The next morning, an old gravedigger found a camera lying in the mud near the cemetery. But this time, he received a unique message. The subject of the email was, "The ghosts of Mount Elms. Cemetery, calling you. Now you will be with us too." The whole earth began to tremble. All the graves began to shake as if hundreds of corpses were breathing together. Daniel could not hold the camera. A hand came out of one grave, a face from another, a bone from the third. Daniel started running. Mud, dirt, scratches, blood, and voices everywhere. There was no name in the email, just a short message. "If you want to see the truth, come to Mount Elms Cemetery in Washington at 2 o'clock on Friday night. Be sure to bring a camera. But pray that you can go back." Daniel laughed at first, but then curiosity got the better of him and says, "Only this. If you were watching this video, don't come back here. No one goes back here. Will Daniel survive? Is the cemetery really alive? Is he still there?" He immediately went to Google, but to his surprise, empty. There was no record of Mount Elms Cemetery, not on the map, not on any official website. That's what compelled him to go there. Friday night, Daniel picked up his camera, drone, and a small microphone and set out. The GPS was failing repeatedly. Finally, he reached a deserted road where only a rusty sign could be seen among the trees. "Mount Elms, private property, keep out." But he had come to unravel the secrets of death. There was no question of stopping. As soon as he entered the door, a strange noise filled the air. The wind was blowing, but the leaves were not moving. And then, as he reached the middle of the cemetery, he felt the ground move. Daniel turned on the camera and approached the grave, which was covered in moss. The soil was rising and falling, little by little, as if someone lying inside was taking deep breaths. He leaned down and listened carefully. And then someone knocked loudly on the wood of the grave from inside. Graves everywhere, and the soil of each grave was breathing softly. Suddenly, a human finger protruded from one of the graves, dry, covered with blood. His breathing stopped. "What a joke, I am alive. How is this possible?" And then the same whisper came from the grave, as if someone from the mouth of the dead. "This is your last project, Danny. Don't go. You haven't seen everything yet." Then suddenly there was complete darkness. The camera was turned off, but something was recorded. That camera was handed over to the local police. When the police saw the video, at the last moment, a blurry face comes very close to the camera. When Daniel regained consciousness, he found himself pressed against the hard, wet earth. There was no sky above. No, only darkness, suffocation, and breathing. But these breathings were not his. They were neither walking nor speaking. But everyone's eyes were open, and they were seeing only one thing. Only then did all the dead slowly start moving towards him. New graves are now being created in the cemetery without any names. Whoever tried to enter, the police, the gravedigger, the reporter, disappeared. Now Mount Elms Cemetery is not just a legend, but a living place. What will be Daniel's final decision? Will he sacrifice someone else, or will he remain buried forever? A single sentence echoed in the air. "Then you will stay here." The next day, a field worker found a strange USB drive near the cemetery fence. It was inserted into a laptop, and the video on it shook everyone. Daniel is standing in an underground place. Hundreds of boaties behind him, and the camera is approaching him. He says, "If you're watching this, don't watch the video before me and don't come here." Near a pillar, a throne of bones was built. On it sat a dead-looking elder, whose eyes had light. He spoke not with his tongue, but with his mind. "We are awake. We were buried, but we never died. What you saw is just the beginning. You have to record everything we show. so that the world will believe that the cemetery has now come to life. Daniel did not understand whether this was a dream or reality. The elders said a strange thing. Every century, a living person is chosen to convey the story of the cemetery to the whole world. You are that person, but on one condition: if you want to go back, you will have to bring another living person here. Daniel stepped back, shouting. Inside the grave, there were other voices, low, whispering, as if the dead were talking to each other. This newcomer has come. He has invited himself. He will see what no one has ever seen. Daniel shouted, pushed, and somehow managed to get out, pushing the earth away. But the world outside was not the same as he had left. The cemetery was no longer what it had been. A shadow now stood beside each grave, dim, faceless, silent. Daniel thought it was just an illusion. But as soon as he took out his camera, a shadow appeared right in front of him. No sound, just a message echoed in his mind. Come down. The time has come. You all know. And then the earth began to open up on its own. The earth and the grave parted, and a staircase appeared to descend. Daniel, in fear nevertheless, he began to descend. With each step, the air became colder, heavier, and more unpleasant. Underground was a huge cavernous area, inhabited by the corpses of men. No, I don't want anyone. I won't bring it here. This is cruel. I made a mistake, and now I am stuck here. Then the video suddenly stops. Only a small text is written on each grave. He came, he saw, and then he could not go back. Daniel was now completely imprisoned in this underground city of the dead, with corpses, shadows, and dead souls watching him from all sides, as if waiting for a decisive moment. Suddenly, the same old dead man appeared before him again. You have one last chance. Bring someone here to change your place or become part of the breathing soil forever. Where are you? But there was no one to greet you. Suddenly the ground opened. Nick screamed, and the cemetery took in a new guest. Now a new grave was formed, inscribed Nick Hartson, and Daniel had come out of the cemetery. But there was no light in his eyes, as if he had left something behind, or as if something had come with him. Daniel uploaded a video to his YouTube channel. He sits in front of the camera, a black wall behind him, and a yellow face. I am back, but I am not the same person I was when I left. If you think cemeteries are just dirt, you are wrong. Some graves breathe. Some cemeteries are alive, and Mount Elms is the king of them all. Don't go. Don't look. And if the ground starts shaking in your dream, know that your grave is ready. At the end of the video, a red text appears on the screen. Those who know do not return, but those who see are not silent. If you liked this scary story, then subscribe to our channel, Cursed Narratives. Now, every week we bring you true or seemingly true horror stories that will give you nightmares. Don't forget to press the bell icon because the next story might be from your city. Daniel asked hesitantly. If I refuse, the graves will shake violently. The soil will scream, and blood will drip from the ceiling instead of the sky. Then your name will be written on the next grave. After several days of imprisonment, an old telephone was placed in front of Daniel. Only one call was allowed. He called his old friend Nick Hartson, who was a YouTuber and a paranormal enthusiast. Nick, you have to see this cemetery at Mount Elms. What I saw is unbelievable. Just come on Friday night. Don't forget to bring your camera. Nick got ready right away. He didn't know he was going to prepare someone else's grave. On Friday night, Nick entered the cemeteries laughing. He had a GoPro in his hand and a smile on his face. Brother Daniel, I'm here. Just the sound of the wind, the breathing of the graves, and a shadow that followed Nick.